Hello， 大家好，欢迎回到外媒看中国，我是安博然。CNN has taken a surprising 180-degree turn and is now upset that Chinese people have too much freedom of speech. Reporter Will Ripley is suggesting that anti-Semitism is going unchecked on Chinese social media and claiming the evil CCP might be behind it. But as usual, his evidence is extremely lacking. Today, we'll take a closer look. This is Reports on China. I'm Boreham in Shanghai. Let's get reporting. Oh, the poor downtrodden Chinese. So goes the cry of Western media and governments who have long claimed that China is a repressive, dystopian society that desperately needs Uncle Sam's help. One of the main arguments they make incessantly, like an endlessly repeating record, is that Chinese people have no freedom of speech. Sitting on top of a very, very high horse, US media often wield the first of the 10 amendments of their Bill of Rights, the right to freedom of expression, as a way to virtue signal, swinging it like a sledgehammer anytime they want to feel better in some way. But that all changed recently when CNN reporter Will Ripley, based in Taipei, aired a report suggesting that Beijing needs to do more to silence Chinese netizens critical of Israel's actions in Gaza. Just days ago, the UN's International Court of Justice found that it is plausible that Israel has committed acts in Gaza that violate the Genocide Convention, ordering the implementation of measures to protect Gaza's population from further risk of genocide. This according to NPR. By 16 votes to 1, the court voted that Israel needs to take all measures within its power to prevent and punish those involved with inciting genocide against Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. So it's fair to say that, as with any nation, many Chinese netizens are angered and distressed by the situation in Gaza and are making their thoughts known online. But CNN is not happy. Let's take a look.
Tonight, a troubling trend, anti-Semitism surging on Chinese social media since the deadly October 7th Hamas terror attack on Israel.
As the Israel-Hamas war rages, a battleground of opinions on China's tightly controlled social media. A surge of online hate, very anti-Israel and, in many cases, anti-Semitic, the Israeli embassy in Beijing says. CNN uncovered a hornet's nest of hateful content, surging after October 7th. Criticizing Israel's military response in Gaza to the Hamas terror attacks. Some remain untouched by China's usually heavy-handed online censors. Some people buying Israeli flags on Taobao, China's online shopping platform, just to step on them and post the pictures online. Even the Shanghai Jewish Refugees Museum, a longtime symbol of Chinese Jewish history, facing a flood of social media comments demanding its demolition. So the relative lack of censorship around this anti-Semitic, hate-filled content does raise questions tonight about whether this behavior is being at least tacitly approved by the Chinese government.
What is anti-Semitism? Well, according to the Oxford Dictionary, it is hostility to or prejudice against Jewish people. Fair enough, but I didn't notice any anti-Semitic comments shown at all in the entire CNN piece. Just a lot of comments about demolishing a building and some people stepping on Israeli flags. Sure, stepping on the flag of any nation, whether it's yours or someone else's, is considered extremely rude. But that is why it's something that's performed as a form of protest worldwide. It's very common. But is it fair to call that anti-Semitic? The building the comments were referring to is the Shanghai Jewish Refugees Museum, which is not far from my studio. And it commemorates the thousands of Jews who were allowed to live in Shanghai during that hideous period of history through World War II, effectively saving their lives. But is CNN giving you the full story? Well, I know you guys are going to be shocked when I tell you this. CNN selectively translated the Chinese social media posts they showed you in their report. Take a look. Here, all these comments about demolishing the museum are translated. But what post were they commenting under? Well, CNN showed you the post here, but they didn't bother to give you a translation. Now, why would that be? Okay, I know you're going to be shocked because it doesn't fit with their anti-Semitic angle. Here's what it says. The tragedies of the past should not happen to anyone today. Every life is precious, regardless of his or her creed or race. Followed by the hashtags Israel air raids bomb Palestine, Palestine-Israeli conflict, and Shanghai Jewish Refugees Museum. Again, don't you think any reasonable and fair news outlet would translate that very fair, very touching post in their report on Chinese online sentiment regarding the Israel-Palestine conflict? Yes, they would, but CNN is not a fair or professional news outlet, and that has been proven time and time again. And it begs the question, is the US doing anything to stop the anti-China content posted on social media and news media every single day? A 25-year-old Chinese woman teaching Mandarin in Honolulu was randomly attacked with acid on a street there this week, leaving her in critical condition. Anti-Asian hate crimes are on the increase, and I truly believe that anti-China scaremongering reports in Western media, which unfairly and callously install fear of China and Chinese people in the West, is arguably in part to blame. Has CNN been calling for the government there to curb that kind of anti-Chinese content? Well, of course not, because they are the main offenders. Anyway, let's take a quick look at some of the comments underneath the CNN report on YouTube. American 5177 wrote, most decent human beings know the difference between anti-Semitism and opposition to all forms of hatred and violence towards innocent people. Loud is Loud 2226 added, this isn't anti-Semitic, it's anti-genocidal. Dan Blair Pham wrote, anti-Israel is not anti-Semitism. Israel is a government, not a religion. I Am Adrian added, speaking out about evil treatment of the Palestinian people is not anti-Semitism, CNN. So what do you think? Is CNN's sudden claim that China has too much freedom of expression hilarious or worrying? Is being angry at the state of Israel for their actions in Gaza anti-Semitic? And should Beijing clamp down on Chinese netizens who wish to see the annihilation of Gaza end? As usual, I would love to know what you think. Also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.